Good evening, everybody. I'm going to do a few minutes here because today in Los Angeles, we all started to see the resistance start against ICE. So ICE is now in Los Angeles right now, or did earlier today, going through the Fashion District looking for criminals. And it's not just ICE. Apparently, FBI agents were involved. Apparently, ATF agents involved. They had their armored vehicle out there. They had total frickin' military style weapons, and a lot of them still look like basically, basically they look like lethal cosplay. They don't look like real agents. But one thing I had seen and I hadn't seen before is that people are really pushing back now. They try to block them from going to places. Then they started using pepper spray. An FBI agent pepper sprayed a crowd. They were using flashbangs left and right to keep the crowd off them. And then when they separated one of the unmarked vans, again, unmarked vans, men without badges or nameplates, officers with no body cams. They are doing this in the fucking secret, and it is insane what's going on right now. It, it, I've never ever, and I've lived in Los Angeles. I've never seen anything like that protest since the Watts riots and the Rodney King riots. Hey, C, how you doing?
What's going on, Will? I invited you to my live because I had a live earlier.
Yeah, I saw, and I was busy doing some other stuff. My apologies. I meant to come back to it, and when I did, you were gone. But
Yeah, because
I wasn't going to do.
everybody was getting tired and they have stuff to do, so I just said I'll do another one on Sunday. So
Yeah, so this is just going to be a shorty because I've been
okay.
watching the live streams out of Los Angeles,
Mm-hmm.
and it is getting testy in
What's going
LA.
on?
Well, ICE decided that today they're going to raid the Fashion District in Los Angeles. That's around 9th Street. So that's where
Wow.
a lot of the clothing is made. A lot of seamstress is done. A lot of sales. I mean, if you're looking for good clothes, you go downtown LA at
Yeah.
good prices because it's
Okay.
all wholesale prices.
Okay.
But I mean, there's a majority of minorities, especially Hispanics, work down there.
Okay.
So Rice rolled up like they did in Chicago with their armored cars, with their
Oh, what the hell?
unmarked vans, with their lethal cosplay guys, and started raiding these places. So they went into some buildings, and it's gotten one building called Ambiance, which is a store, started try to drag people out, and got pushed on with protesters because everyone started to mass around them. And now they got FBI agents helping them out who pepper sprayed the crowd.
Now
They pepper
that
sprayed the
doesn't make
crowd.
any type of sense
And as they're
whatsoever.
going down the street, they're throwing flashbangs out because the crowd is following them. Again,
Wow.
you have unmarked vans, people wearing gear but no insignia of who they're with, no badges, no body cams. It's all
Ooh.
the stuff they did in Chicago. Now, if I understand, in Chicago, they chased them out. Is that right? They didn't arrest
Now that
anybody?
part I'm not sure of, but it's just, that's ridiculous. You know what? And I'd be willing to bet you that a lot of agents are going to go down for this because if they're not following the due process, that's illegal. They can't do that.
But see, the thing about it is, they have said, and every time they confront these federal agents, do you have a warrant? Where's your badge? What's your
Right.
badge number? Why is your face cut? They all say, I'm a federal agent, I don't need it. No, you're
Yes, you
a
do.
law enforcement agent, you do need it. And they're trying to sell this bullshit because they're federal agents. And then the other thing they're saying, well, they're illegal aliens, they don't have rights. Well, they have
Well,
fucking
no, that
rights.
was me. I'd have been like, unless you provide me some sort of identification in terms of who you are and who you represent, who you work for, no, I'm not going to talk to you because you could be
Yeah,
anything about it.
and it's coming to a head. My concern is that a lot of those agents, you can see in their faces, they're not trained. They're not trained for crowds. Now, the first part of this raid, I didn't see one LAPD officer clearing the way for these guys, like they did in Minneapolis, and I
Wow.
understand CPD did also for ICE. That Chicago police.
Damn.
Now, LAPD has set up barricades around the Roybal Federal Building because protesters are all around it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if LAPD is helping ICE, but is trying to prevent a riot from starting.
Oh, you know they're
Um,
gonna catch hell for this because it's like, you mean to tell me you out there in the street with no warrant, no identification, proving who you
right.
work for? You just out there just on some crazy shit.
Well, at one point, one van got separated from the caravan,
Uh-huh.
and people surrounded. They had one guy who stood in front of it, and kept trying to push on it until eventually they knocked him onto the ground. They
Oh
almost ran his
wow.
ass over. And even though he's on the ground, they took off and ran to catch up with the other group.
Oh
And they
damn.
ended up going to, like I said, the Roybal Federal Building. But ICE is stepped up because Stephen Miller has told them we need 3,000 arrests a day. And it's getting to a head. But my
Right,
concern
that's
right
illegal.
now is,
They can't do that.
yeah, well, apparently they are. And that's the thing. They're doing it because they can. Now, a couple things today. Obviously, we know the girls have been fighting, and it's gotten out of hand.
Uh-huh.
Trump is calling him crazy. Epstein, I'm
Wow.
sorry, Musk is now pushing away from is not pushing away from the Epstein bomb he dropped.
Mm.
But did you? So I'm guessing you brought up in your life, Abrego Garcia is being returned to the United States
Yes, I
all
found
of a
that out this
sudden.
afternoon. Yeah, and I made a video about that on my channel.
Now understand, he's being returned to face charges in Tennessee for some crime that has been so trumped up that the federal prosecutor in Tennessee, the one in charge of criminal prosecution,
Mm.
quit because he said
What?
it's political. He says political. They have no evidence on this shit. They just brought him in, and then you had, and now I refer to any woman who works for the Trump administration
Uh-huh.
or supports Trump.
Uh-huh.
Their first name is now of Donald. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the show or go read The Handmaid's Tale. Of Donald Bondi had a news
Yeah, I
conference
saw that with
where
Pam
she,
Bondi. I was like,
yeah,
for some reason it just didn't. I didn't believe it. It didn't sit right
yeah,
with me.
they're accusing him of trafficking, human trafficking in children.
Right.
So
I
it's
didn't believe
the,
that. I don't believe that.
you know what? See, it's ironic that they're doing that at the time when Trump is fighting off Musk and the Epstein charges.
Right.
And so it seems again they're trying to gaslight us and make Gabriel Garcia the poster child for them to go after immigrants because they're all criminals. Because
Mm.
they tried it before with the Trump having the that fake picture of his tattoos, MS-13 bullshit.
Yeah,
And it's just
he
that
was never involved in that gang in the first place.
nope, never was. And it's getting to the point that I'm watching this today, and it's like they're desperate.
They
They're just
thirsty as
arresting,
fuck.
right? And so the thing about I'm beginning to wonder. I mean, are these guys going to get to court? Are they going to have due process? Because the thing about it is, Pam Bondi and them coming up with all this charges, you got to go to court with this and prove it. Because
Right. Due
regardless of what you
process.
say, due process. Remember, innocent
Mm-hmm.
until proven guilty. And I want to see them bring that shit into a federal court with a judge that goes, "What are you talking about?" Or drag it in front of a jury and try to put up some kind of evidence.
And they're gonna
Yeah,
look
I
at her like
know.
she's crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be obvious. And the other thing, I mean, these people have lost their goddamn minds because
Oh hell yeah, there ain't no
they
question about that.
but they there's no honor. You know, to be a prosecutor, you have some kind of sense of honor to protect people and to prosecute them to the full extent of sense of honor to protect people and to prosecute them to the full extent of the law for people who have done crimes against
Mhm.
citizens. But they've just abandoned that so they could protect Trump. And it's ridiculous to watch this,
But
to
you know what,
listen to
Will?
him.
I promise you one thing, and I'm being, I'm being as honest I can as I possibly can. I promise you, the Trump administration is going to go down for this because what is his name, Judge Boasberg? They're going to hold them for contempt of court. Watch what I tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping so, but
They
then
going
you
down
have,
for that.
but the problem I have right now too is the
Uh-huh.
Supreme Court, which is schizo fucking phrenic, all of a sudden ruled today
Uh.
that Doge can have your Social Security information in a 6-3 vote.
I mean,
Why?
I was about to say that. I'm like, for what? That's none of their business.
I mean, it's
And
all
now
tied,
that
get tied all.
Elon Musk is out the picture, why are they so thirsty to have our private information? Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, it's part of the control. It's the 1984 control, the dystopian control, and the idea, the Palantir and Peter Thiel. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who Peter Thiel is, he's a technocrat who's one of the developers of PayPal.
There's Trump
But
and T.
yeah,
What
but
I say?
I see T. Yeah, hi T. So you see, what thing about Peter Thiel is that there's fascists and then there's Peter Thiel. That man is so far off the rocker that he literally believes that people who are in the tech industry have a right to own other people.
And
That you should
that's a
be,
bunch of bullshit. That's bullshit.
yeah, yeah. So they're trying to. He's. I mean, there's rumors that Trump, because the District of Columbia isn't a sovereign state that is owned by the government, he wants to sell it to Peter Thiel so he can make his own little world there. Good luck with that in D.C.
I
Why
know,
would you
right?
sell the America's capital? That's crazy.
I know, right?
Hey T, how you doing tonight?
What up, T?
Hey, I'm good. Well, how you doing? Hey, see,
Good.
Hey
Yeah.
man, you missed my live. It was on fire tonight.
no, I didn't. I sent you a message. You probably didn't see it yet.
I probably didn't.
Yeah, your fake. Check your TikTok messages when you get a minute.
Oh, my DM. Okay, yeah. It was tonight.
Yeah.
It was on fire.
Yeah, I missed it. I was busy too, and I meant to come back, but missed it when you went down. But the other thing too is like, the only reason I'm up here, T, I'm just doing this, and I'm gonna go for about another 20 minutes, because again, I have to work in the morning like
Right.
normal
Okay.
human beings. Is that what's going on in Los Angeles? Have you seen the videos, the live streams
Yeah, I'm
in
trying to
LA?
figure that out. I don't know. Right. So one video says it was the military. The other video says it was ICE posing as the
It's
military.
ICE.
That's what I thought.
It's ICE. Yeah, ICE showed up, as I was telling C. ICE showed up this morning in their. Do you remember that armored vehicle they've been using in Minneapolis, Chicago? They
Yeah.
did the same thing with unmarked vans, and they went to the LA Fashion District. And like it was, if you've been in Los Angeles, if you know LA downtown, that area, there's a lot of wholesale fashion stores, importers, people who make clothes. It's a lot of immigrant population to do it. I mean, if you want good prices on clothing, you go down there. You go down there. But they were going in and raiding these fashion districts because God knows that's where all the bad immigrants are.
Right.
Jesus God.
Well, they
And
got a problem though, Will. They've got a hit and run on their hands now. So that's a
oh, I saw that.
Oh,
yeah, that's different.
Yeah,
hell.
and the thing about it too is like the people are pushing up now. LA likes it. I'm going to say this, guys. Forgive me. We do like us a good riot coming from Los Angeles. I mean, we've done it before. We can do it again.
Right.
But watching those people protest, I mean, like what happened in Minneapolis, what happened in Chicago, people are getting pissed. And it's not about the immigrants. It's about immigration. It's about the lack of due process, and you showing up with your mask and your fake cosplay and no identification marks, and just picking up people left and right. And the protests in LA are still going on. LAPD had to close off the Roybal building, the Roybal building, the federal building there,
Uh-huh.
because people are all around it.
Uh-huh.
People are up and about, and this probably will go into the night in Los Angeles.
Oh, damn.
And because they're pushing back, I mean, they were pushing on the cars when they were going to a store called
Wow.
Ambiance, just to bring up the speed. The people pushed on the ice, and there was an FBI agent in there who pepper sprayed the crowd
Oh.
to make a hole. And then people have been following them. They've been throwing flashbangs on them to keep them off. So my biggest concern at this point, they're going to get, because a lot of these people are not trained. They're not trained officers. You see it, I see it. And they're giving these guys military weapons. Someone's going to open fire on a crowd. And then what? Then what? What are they going to do? And that's the question. What they're going to do at that point? How are they going to handle it?
That's
I
a good
mean,
question, Glenda. She said, "Why don't they go into the rough hoods and lock up the and look for real criminals?" That's a good question.
because you don't
They
gang
got
members.
military style weapons down there. That's why.
Yeah, because you're not going to. Let me put it this way: you're not going into East LA and some of the gang areas. LAPD doesn't show up in there except in force. It doesn't work like that,
Wow.
and they know it. They're looking for soft targets. And the thing about it is, hi Matrix, how you doing tonight?
Listening to the conversation, guys, I was
Yeah.
also having myself on mute because you're absolutely right. They're not going into heavily urban areas where they know they might get shot back at. So that's what they're trying to avoid. They're going after soft targets, especially when they go into the courthouses
Mm.
and actually get the names on the clerk's list.
Yeah, and they did arrest a U.S. Marshal today because
Really?
they thought he was they were looking for him, and they arrested him until they found out he's a U.S. Marshal.
Wow.
And the thing about the court thing, explain to me the logic. These people, you keep saying, well, they don't do it the right way. So
But they're
explain to
doing
me,
it
they
the
What is
go
the
to
right
do
way?
the right way, and then you arrest them for showing up to court
at their court
to
hearing.
do it the right way.
Right, at their 6 month court hearing, they're obviously doing it the right way if they're going in and checking in every 6 months. That is
Right.
the right way. I mean, that's the rules that they've been laid out, right? That's what the immigration office has laid
Exactly.
out.
Exactly. And it's just like I watched it, I'm going, what the, and I'm looking at that, I'm going, make it make sense. And they can make it make sense. There's is again looking for targets, soft
But
targets. And
okay,
the
so
worst thing
can
about
you,
it, go ahead.
Binda, can you explain this to me then? So they've already gone through the hearing. They've gotten the approval from the judge, correct? From the immigration judge
Right.
for another 6 months. So does that not qualify them to stay here for another
My
6 months?
understanding of what they're doing is that they're showing up to the hearing, but revoking their status at that point, and they're arresting them before they go to the hearings. They're arresting them at arrival, telling
Well,
them your status has been revoked, you're gone.
but there were two gentlemen up to today where they went through the hearing and left out, and that's when they arrested them.
Then they're going to the next steps. Then they don't want to mess with judges. All I know is that the people are showing up to do the right thing, and they're arresting them. Even there's a video of a woman who's being arrested at a hearing who had her 12-year-old son with him, and she's being dragged away, and he's holding his mom, telling her in Spanish, "It's going to be okay. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. It'll be all right." And she's on the ground crying, but these guys can't wait to throw her into a van.
Well,
So to
that was like the one from New York today. She's visiting the country.
The Chilean
Yes.
tourists, I was going to bring that up. And their child is standing there, and it wasn't ICE that arrested her. You know who arrested her? NYPD.
Yep, police.
And so NYPD is in on this. I mean, I don't know what they're not accomplishing anything. They keep doing this, and ICE agents, it's coming to a head. Either they're going to go after, at least, or they're going to go after, they're going to do something like, because you're giving these weapons to these guys who aren't trained.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kristi Noem already admitted that they're using January 6th rioters to as ICE agents,
That's down
criminals.
here. That's down here
Yeah,
in the southern. That's in the southern states. I have not heard of anything in the northern states. They've been using police in the northern states.
yeah. That Florida's doing it. It's Georgia. They has been doing it. It's ridiculous, but it's par for the course. I did a video earlier today. Do anyone know the name Brian Grazer? Who that is?
Sounds familiar.
Okay. Yeah, he is a big time Hollywood producer. He's usually tied to Ron Howard films, like A League of Their Own, those type of films. They're doing a documentary. Someone's doing a documentary on the Trump campaign and the Trump winning the election. Why? Actually, it's a good idea because everyone's going, "What the fuck happened?" We kind of figuring out what happened now with Elon Musk. But
Right.
that being said, there is Brian Grazer was apparently a Democrat who had contributed to the Harris campaign. But at the end of it, in the documentary, there is footage of him with Trump at a VIP event, and he admitted he voted for Trump. He also, during the video, when he was asked about it, he said all his female friends rejected him because he got canceled by them. Oh, really, dude? You think that happened? All right. So and I got this from the Hollywood Reporter. The Hollywood Reporter then reached out to him about this documentary and why he voted for Trump. And he said, quote, he voted for Trump because he's a centrist that thought that Joe Biden was a decline. Hey, dude, Joe Biden was running for president. And 3, he didn't like the way the Democrat Party was going. Okay, let's bottom line it, Brian. You are latte liberal. And what you did is come up with excuses because you didn't want to vote for the black lady.
Mm-hmm.
End discussion. Don't fucking try to sell me anything else because you're a centrist. There is no both sides to this anymore, guys. I don't want to hear the moderate voter or the independent voter. That is bullshit. Either you believe in the democracy and the Constitution and people's civil rights, or you do not. End discussion.
Yep.
Anything else, I don't want to hear from you assholes.
So what do you think
I'm
about
done.
this whole Pam Bundy situation?
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Ooh.
of Donald Bondi? Okay. That is basically 1984 trying to change the narrative so they can have prove that they sent Abracio Garcia to El Salvador because he was a criminal.
No, not
Of
that.
course. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm talking
What
about
you do now?
well, what they are doing. You got some federal judges, some Supreme Court judges down in Florida who are putting a case together against her for some weird stuff, and I've never even heard the term. But
When
it's
when she was Attorney General in Florida?
in Florida, yeah. But they're talking
Oh, the
about now.
25 million. Okay. Is that the 25 million for Trump University?
Well, that, and they're also saying that she is depriving people of their due process now, and all this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
yes.
yeah. So I
Because
think it's like 20 of them, maybe 10, 20 of them have got a lawsuit against her right now.
Good.
well, yeah, I mean they're pushing back. I mean, the mayor of Newark has filed a wrongful detention lawsuit against Lena Haba for what happened at the detention center in New Jersey,
Oh,
in
okay. So they're
Newark.
fighting back against her because she
Yeah,
has
they
a
filed it.
case. She has a case against the Congresswoman.
Congresswoman.
Or yes.
And good luck on that, because Alina Habba showed up for the hearing for the what they call it, the charge hearing, and the judge gave her shit.
Good.
She's a bad lawyer. She's a horrible lawyer, and you're going to show up in federal court with a federal judge and try to convict a sitting congresswoman with evidence showing that she didn't do a damn thing. Good luck with that.
So
Well, the
they're
luck.
evidence
charging
would
her.
also
I just
point
looked
to
it up real quick. They're charging her with ethical misconduct.
what is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. I think it's
Par for a course for anyone in the Trump administration.
Well,
I mean, I think
what is ethical misconduct? What did she go around and do a lie or something? What?
I don't know. Let's see.
I think in Florida, when she was in Florida, she was doing some really bad shit for Ron DeSantis. There was some rumors about stuff that she was doing for them. Yeah, she was the perfect pick for the Attorney General after Matt Gaetz went down in flames, because she'll do anything Trump wants. She did anything that Ron DeSantis wanted. She doesn't believe there's no honor with these people anymore. There's no honor. You got to have some sense of honor when you are involved in law enforcement. There's no honor. They don't believe in the law. They just believe in Trump or politics.
Yep.
They can't separate the two, and that's the thing. When the police officers, for all the problems we know, I'm not going to bring that because we know what it is. But when you're a police officer, you have certain rules you have to follow in order to enforce the law. Now, a lot of them don't. We know about this. That's an old hat thing. But the point is, they are just saying, fuck it. We're not doing anything that a police officer should do. No warrants, no identification, nothing. We're hiring untrained people. They don't have any honor, and we're going to railroad a guy so we can make a political point, who we deported illegally to begin with. And the thing about it is, the only people buying this shit are the MAGA. The only ones that buying this shit is the MAGA. I mean, Fox News is trying to cover up the fight between the girls to the point that Sean Hannity didn't want to talk about it. He wanted to talk about the auto pen thing with Joe Biden and who was running the country. Jesse Waters the same way. That's not a controversy. That's a distraction. That ain't gonna work. And so we are dealing with a situation where no one's going to help us but ourselves, and we're starting to see it on the street now. It's getting ugly. And
Gotta forgive me.
yes,
When this stupid so-called controversy that these girls are fighting about, and I'm sitting here going, I could care less about your little weapons of mass distraction. I want to know, number one, where's this so-called document of all the money that was saved? That's number one. Number two, I want to know what the hell you did with my social security number
Exactly.
or my information associated to that. Okay. Number three, I want to know why are those damn servers still in all the agencies, taking up all the information still? Because he didn't take any
right.
of those servers. Okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing, that if there was a Democratic Congress, we'd have hearings about. I've seen some Democrats are starting to move on that, I hope.
No,
Yeah, the information.
They tried to
Go ahead,
start
man.
it yesterday. They tried to start it yesterday, and your what is not your, excuse me, and stupid Nancy Mace. Oh, we'll get to it when we have a Republican, what is it? Republican secretary come in to take the votes.
Wow.
They didn't have to have a Republican secretary come in and take the votes. They could have had any secretary from Democrat, Independent, or Republican. When both Democrat and Independent were there, both of those secretaries were there.
Aren't those aren't those hearings televised? Why do you need a
Yes,
secretary? We can all see the videos.
Remember, the secretary takes the vote. She's the one who marks down who votes how. Okay, and that's what they were. That's what they were trying to say they were waiting for. But meanwhile, half the Republican people that were on that committee weren't even there.
Wow.
Well, they're not. Yeah, they don't do their job. They don't do their job.
Well,
They're
hell, they had
just
to
there to
wake
get.
one of them up. Remember, Will, a couple weeks ago?
Yes.
Right, they did have to wake one of them up.
I mean, and the thing about it, the problem we have too in Congress, again, Jasmine Crockett is asked, she wants to be the leading Democrat on the Oversight Committee. That should have been a decision done already. But the old folk on the Democratic side don't want the young folk up.
Nope.
Why? And the problem is that they know they're going to piss off donors. They're still are still catering to these people.
But
I'm
Jasmine
sorry.
and AOC proved that wrong, because didn't AOC just garner like over 25 million without private donors?
Yep.
Yep. But you got to understand the old guard are stuck in their ways. And I mean, fuck. Nancy Pelosi is going to run for Congress again.
There's no way.
Again.
Down and take care of
Yes.
them.
She already filed paperwork. What's she going to be? 88, 89?
I think 89.
89. She's filed again. They want to die in office. I mean, Dianne Feinstein died in office.
Yes.
She shouldn't have. That caused a lot of problems for Biden for a while.
But wait a minute, you can't blame Diane on that, because she asked Mike Johnson if she could step down. And remember, Mike said no.
Oh, I know that, but we shouldn't have gotten to that point.
This is true.
They already knew she had issues about a year before. She could have resigned. They could have resigned. They could have appointed a new governor and a new senator, and then it would have been okay. But once they got into the term, and there was going to be no courtesy by the Republicans to do what they normally do, what they would have done for a Republican. And that's the problem is we're getting to and if you look at it too, conversely, the big beautiful bill got out of the House by one vote. You do know we had a dead Democratic congressman because of cancer, and two other people were too sick to show up. They were short 3 Democratic votes.
Yep, Connolly and about the other two.
Yeah, and that would have killed the bill, because there were enough Republicans who were not going to vote for it.
Right.
But now here we are, and that is on the Democratic Party, who still think they're going to go after the moderate vote, the centrist vote. They still think they can both side this. There is no both sides.
They lost mine.
Period.
I can tell you that.
Yeah, there's no both sides. Stop it. I mean, stop it and just embrace being mean, being nasty, going
Did you see
after
what
them.
Elon put out yesterday? Like,
Oh, what's
he
new?
said, well, he said that do you think we should have a third party or a different party, right? Besides the two that we have, and he did a poll. And 80% of the people said yes, we need something in the middle. So then he came back and says, well, that settles it. Exactly 80%. So we're going to start something new. So this is going to
Yeah, right. Elon Musk is a narcissistic.
Yeah, right.
Like,
of course
everyone-
he is.
I mean,
It's a
the
drug
other
struggle.
talking point from the far right is, oh, Democrats like that because Elon Musk is now their ally. No,
No,
we
he's not.
don't like Elon Musk. I wouldn't
he's
trust
not.
him. Period.
No.
He is in it for himself. This is two narcissists going at it. The thing about it is,
Technically, it's 3 narcissists.
Go ahead.
If you think about it, Bender. It's Elon, it's Trump, and it's this other guy for, what is it, Pylon or whatever it is?
oh, Peter Thiel.
Yeah,
Pel- Pelletier.
Phil. Yeah, he won't.
Peter
he'll
Thiel.
flash
in the
forward
background. Yes.
Yeah, and Peter
background.
Thiel,
Narcissist.
of all the men, all the people we just mentioned, Peter Thiel scares the hell out of me
Mm-hmm.
because he has some weird ass God complex. I've seen his writings about government and education and class, and it is warped crazy. It's even beyond serfdom.
Is he that pastor?
No,
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 he
no.
was
He's a
the
tech bro.
Okay,
creator
good.
of Project 2025.
Yeah,
He's the
okay.
one who did the
Because I'm
building.
thinking about that pastor that they got that's in Project 2025, and they all run the same circles, and it's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're I've been watching. I started to watch The Righteous Gemstones on Max.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that?
I have
I've
not.
seen parts
And
of it. Yeah.
it's a parody on a mega church. And I'm watching. It has John Goodman in it. A lot of good actors. The guy who plays in Fallout, Walter Goggins, is in it too. But I'm watching this, and it's a parody on him. But the one thing they got true is in these mega churches is the one thing they highlight is when they get the donations in. Okay, either through the Sunday churches, Sunday service, or from overseas because they've been around for a while. Watching them count money reminds me of scenes I've seen in films where drug lords count money.
Mm.
It's and you laugh at it, but I listen to it and I'm going, it's a parody, but it's so real. What they do is so real. What evangelicals have done to Christianity. You're not supposed to make money like that. If you make money for the church, it should go for the church, not for your big house and your cars. It's insane to watch it. It's hilarious because the actors are funny, but it's a good point on what religion has gone to. They ruin Christianity for their own sake and to make a point because of power. Jesus never did anything that they said he did, that they believe in, period. And there's no way to spin that. And the people are just, are those people who follow those people are just literally suckers. They're suckers. You're giving these people money for what? You're not getting anything. I never understood it. Even in the old days, I never understood the revival tents and all that. These people are conning you. They're using God to take your money. And they don't believe it. They take advantage of your beliefs. And I mean, right now, that's what they're doing right now. They've replaced God with Trump. Every one of these pastors have replaced God with Trump. And you can hear it in their sermons and how they discuss things. It's sad. It's really sad. The other thing is that, do you see Marjorie Taylor Greene's new little thing about money?
No.
Oh, ho, ho. So this crazy woman has decided that the United States has trillions of dollars in unused resources that we should put in as an asset to into the federal budget, and then use that to pay for the debt.
Where's she getting
Literally,
billions of trillions of dollars?
oh, because we have national forests and resources.
Right. So I didn't understand that. She said we had, I think it was 216 or 237 trillion dollars
If
in
we have
resources.
no forests and other resources, why is Trump going after the natural resources from Ukraine? Why are we still importing wood from Canada? Make that make sense?
Right. That's my
They're,
point. So
it's all gobbledygook.
it
It's
is.
bullshit. And it's Marjorie Taylor Greene trying to be smart. You know, she has none of them have any concept how business works, even the president.
I'm gonna need her
He
Cro
doesn't have
Magnum.
any concept how business works.
I'm
Ever.
gonna need her Cro Magnum face to go sit down somewhere.
Yeah. So she says you can take that 216 trillion that we got and apply it to the 36 trillion, and then you can give Americans some money, and everybody be happy. I'm like, what?
And what? It doesn't work like that.
It
It's
does
just
not.
like, why don't you just print the money?
I'll
Print
just
the
wait for
money,
my check,
fucking.
vendor.
We
You know.
print the money, but we don't have the gold or the silver to back it up anymore.
Well, gold standard went away. Remember, all financing in the entire world is based on assumptions of the viability of the country printing the money
Well, Miss
and its
Matrix,
relationship to each
I'm
other.
astonished that you didn't mention Mr. DeSantis, because last week he allowed Floridians to use gold and silver as tender.
That's what I was. That's what I was just thinking. Like, wait, DeSantis just allowed them to start to use their gold bullion to
How do you
purchase
count
them.
that?
But
The
what value?
gold
Like,
itself is 2,000 and change an ounce right now.
right?
So
It's ridiculous.
that's ridiculous.
So can I get a bag of chips with a necklace?
I mean, it's
Yeah.
again, they have no concept.
Right.
And the reason gold's so high because there's so much economic volatility right now due to Trump. Precious metals go up. They
Yes.
become worth more because that's a
But
solid
here's
thing you
the
may need
sad
when
here's the sad
governments
part.
collapse.
But here's the sad part, Binder. Precious metals go up, but bonds go down.
Yes.
We used to be able to depend on bonds no matter what. That was our floor. We can't depend on bonds anymore.
And why is that? Because Trump has ruined the American credit
Oh,
and the dependability of the paying back of the bonds. That's
Didn't
why we got
Japan
into
say
a
they
fight
would
with
just
it.
sell all their bonds off?
yep.
Yes, exactly. The Japanese threatened them. They have trillions of American bonds, and in a bond, you have it matures at a certain point, but you can call in the bond at a certain amount if you take a loss.
Yes.
And when you have what was it, $3 trillion in bonds? Is that right, T? Some
Oh,
Somewhere like
sick amount of
love the
sick
market.
amount of money, and you go, hey, pay me, even
They
if
have
it's
to pay you. They have to
even
pay
if
you
it's
on the spot.
40%, that kills the treasury.
oh,
And
they
that's
keep
what
it
he
over.
was. And that's what the Japanese foreign minister or or their treasury minister is saying. Stop fucking with us. Stop fucking with us, because then we have the card. We don't want to play the card because it will affect them and on their side too. But hey, if we got nothing to lose, pay me. I
So
mean,
which
it's
country
go ahead.
owns that steel thing, that Nippon or whatever?
Oh, that's
Nippon
China,
Steel.
isn't it?
No, Nippon Steel is a Japanese.
Ah,
Is
okay.
a Japanese
Okay, so
steel
this
company.
makes sense to me now, because remember before Biden said he didn't want it, and Trump was
Yes.
saying that it was terrible, don't do it. And then they threatened us with the bonds, and then all of a sudden, he allowed it.
That the Nippon deal was done by U.S. Steel and Nippon. It was going to be a joint venture. A
Right.
joint venture that both of them could benefit from. That's how trade works, guys. It's no winner or loser in trade. It's a benefit between both countries or both who's buying and selling. Killing Nippon Steel, that deal, is going to cost people their jobs in Pittsburgh.
But he
Even though
didn't
Trump
kill it,
showed
though.
up,
That's my thing. So he was
yeah, but he's got it hanging on there by
right.
a
I'm
thread.
just confused as to why he was so against it, why Biden was so against it. And then when Japan decided to say, hey, we're going to sell your bonds, and all of a sudden, hey, let's talk about that steel deal again.
But
Yeah,
Japan
I think
threatened the
he.
selling of the bonds during the Trump administration,
Right.
Yeah,
not
through the
Biden's
Trump.
That's
administration.
what I'm saying.
And
So
that was a reaction to the tariff thing.
The
Because
super tariff. Yeah.
understand, Trump has come up with this magic numbers about trade deficits between countries, thinking that's literally a deficit like in money. No, it doesn't work like that. It's a different cat. It's
it
what
does
you
if you're
take and what you
penguins.
give.
If you're
Yeah,
penguins, it
it
works
does.
that way.
Penguins. But you see the point. It's like it's ignorance, and he latched onto it and he kept going. But
Hmm.
what he did was cause economic volatility. It evolved an economic situation that the only people benefiting from it are the finance bros. That's why they call Trump Taco, because they can count on him. If he does a tariff, then they'll sell and they'll wait. And then when he backs off, they can buy and make a profit. He is fucking a jackpot machine for those guys. And
Yes.
they love it, but they hate his ass. Hence, they make fun of him with the word taco. Trump always chickens out
Hmm.
because to them, that's where they make their money. and that's how they're screwing the rest of us.
Can you
Well,
And
imagine
he
being
it,
a
he did
guy
chicken
or
out for
girl?
that one Monday. He did chicken
yep,
out for, and they made back pretty much all their money.
bingo.
Yeah. So can you imagine being the person that was in the lunchroom that just randomly, casually made that up?
Oh, they didn't do it in the
Oh,
lunchroom. They did it in a meeting. These finance bros, they had a meeting talking about A, B, and C, and someone said, "Yeah, Trump always chickens out," and someone goes, "Taco." Hey, that's and it went around like it went around through all Wall Street, and when the Wall Street Journal reported it,
Hmm.
that means it has gone through everything. And what I love about it is Trump didn't know a goddamn thing about it till a reporter asked him about it
Right.
innocently. It wasn't a dig. What do you think with the Wall Street Journal? They call him. What do you mean? And I heard that an hour later that Trump had a screaming, throwing catch-up meeting, and all
oh,
his advisors going, "Why
Damn, the
did you
ketchup
know?"
splattered on the wall again.
yep.
Yeah, because they go, "Did you know?" And they did know, but they didn't want to tell the boss for what was going to happen. Oh, by the way, it happened.
Yeah, it happened.
It happened. But the point is that got to Trump's ego, and then you get Musk going after the bill, and now you've got desperation things going on.
I'll tell you one thing,
Every
Will. New
Go
York
ahead.
never disappoints. So I think it was Monday of this week. They had a hot dog truck with a taco sign
Oh my
up
God.
on right in the
Oh
middle
no,
of.
No.
I thought the best one was that someone took a picture of Air Force One and put Panda Express
Yes,
Yeah,
put panic because
on
you
the
can
plane,
always get orange chicken.
good lord.
orange chicken. And it was like, it took me a second. I go, why? Oh shit! And that got around.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. I mean, we're dealing with children, fucking children, who are in government who are basically lethal cosplay. So the message I'm going to keep saying is this is scary. It's hard to not say it's all over. And if I hear one more motherfucking creator say we're under a dictatorship, it's over. Fuck you. No, they're too incompetent to run a dictatorship. We're seeing that already.
What do you think about
They
the
ain't gonna.
22-year-old kid, Will, who was bagging groceries last week?
That
What?
he's gonna. Yeah. The guy in here now at DHS in charge of terror threats.
Yes.
Yeah, that's nepotism to the core.
Wait,
To the
wait,
fucking
wait,
core.
wait, 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 wait. That story is true?
Yes, it
It's
is.
true.
Oh my
He
God.
he just got out of college was interning at the Heritage Foundation. They gave him a job.
Yeah, he was bagging groceries last week. 22 years old.
Yep. Yep.
Now he's the head of our terrorism.
Okay,
And
which
you seen a
terrorism?
picture?
Wait.
Oh
Which
no,
terrorism? Domestic or foreign?
both
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
terroristic threats to the
He's the
Homeland
head.
Security.
Yeah, he's the head of it.
He doesn't any. He pretty does. Oh my God. Oh my
That's my point,
gosh.
Nature. That's
I
my whole
mean, the
He
entire point.
doesn't even
level
know
of
what terrorism is beyond Gears of War.
We're
I mean,
fine.
it's like the level of idiocy. It's like, when does this stupidity stop?
It
We're
doesn't
gonna have to stop.
until
We're gonna
this
have to
until
start stopping them now because we got to do the primaries. Then we've got to go out there and vote. We've got to start
Yeah, and
stopping
I've
them
been telling
Yeah.
people on my videos, all the voters need to get out come midterm next year, get out and vote these Republicans out.
Yeah, we have to.
Because once they sign that bill saying about eliminating all these benefits for the seniors and disabled people and women and children, they done signed away their jobs. They got
I don't think they're going to do
yeah,
it in regards to the Senate. I think we're going to have some level heads in the Senate. The reason why is because federal employee benefits right now are being affected. That means they're going to
yep.
get affected as well.
There you go.
right. And then, man, and I did a video about that today. If that, let's just say hypothetically, if that bill does pass, you talking about trillions of dollars in the deficit, and that's going to be over 10 million people that's going to be uninsured within the
But
next 10 years. And that's
the
fucked
only thing
up.
I want to ask about all these cuts, like what they did with the job corps and all that, Where's the money?
Job Corps is back. Did you hear?
No,
Oh,
No.
I
it's,
heard that the judge,
federal
a
judge
judge
put a
stopped it.
temporary restraining order on that, to
But
prevent
my
Trump from
point is,
dismantling that.
but they've been taking
Okay,
away
that
like
was
grant money.
just Job Corps. What about AmeriCorps and the other?
AmeriCorps, USA aid. Where's that money?
That's a good
Where's that
question.
money?
That's a good
Where's the
question.
money? Just where's the money from the for the Veterans Affairs?
Right.
Where's the
And the
money
thing about it,
for?
the reason I asked that question is that that money has already been allocated from Congress.
Correct,
You
but
can't just
nobody
cut that
knows.
money and get rid of it. Where is it?
Right.
Where is it?
It's not back in the coffers. I can tell you that
Nope.
much. It's
Nope.
not back in the coffers at all.
And again, I will say this. If you're a Democrat running for office coming up in the midterms, your thing is that I support the Constitution and where's our money?
Well, I could tell you what
That's
some of
simple.
it is. Some of it is over in Ukraine because Lindsay spent $415,000 on a stupid hotel.
Lindsay, who?
Well,
Graham.
Graham? What
Yeah.
was he doing in the Ukraine?
What the hell's
I
he
don't
doing in
know, but they're trying to bury that story, but it's out there. He spent him and another senator spent $415,000 at some Ukrainian hotels. Like, what the hell?
So we
I
have
mean, for
so we
what?
have
What on what?
I mean, I know it's Pride Month, but do we have to support him and his boyfriend? God
Hey, get the
almighty.
fuck out
On a
of here.
vacation.
Dude,
Come
how
on
many
now.
how many Tinder dates did he get?
And I can't
know.
even make this up because I'm not smart enough to make this shit up.
No, I know y'all. We believe you, but it's just the principle behind the story. That's all.
You know what? We travel, when I work for UPS, right, for 10 years, they've got a lot of money. And they say your hotel stays better not go over 149. Period.
Yes.
So this dude is spending $411,000.
On what? Ain't that much?
Oh,
About
obviously there's a lot of out there because he spent it. You just do a quick Google search; it'll pop up right now.
but you
Isn't
know
that
what?
beautiful?
It's a lot of stuff that's going on with those officials, though, that they're not talking about because they trying to keep it hush hush.
I'm gonna
You
see if I
know.
can
Yeah,
find
I mean, yeah, money, that's the thing. It's all about, they keep, here's the thing. This is how screwed this is. There was, this popped up. There's a woman who has been working on a vaccine for tuberculosis.
Yes.
Okay.
Tuberculosis is still a huge killer in the world. She was probably a year, 2 years away from finding the vaccine. She was that close. She said it. They took her grant away.
Funding. Yep, they took her funding.
Dang.
RFK took her funding. This is a disease that has racked the world for years. It's not a big deal in the United States because we can treat it and we don't have the circumstances, but it's still big. And you've got these crazy people cutting money. So the question I have, where'd the grant money go?
Well, I could
Where's the
go.
grant money?
I could take it deeper than that because I don't know if you heard this or not. That it's supposed to be a new strand of the COVID virus that's supposed to
Yep.
be circulating now. That's a lot more dangerous than it was back, the first time around. But
And-
my question is, what the hell are they going to do about it?
Well, if
Nothing,
you can
because
see,
he already cut-
RFK
Go ahead.
has already cut the money. Number one. Number two, he's already said that babies, is it newborns and pregnant women don't need to get the what do you call it?
The
vaccine?
vaccine?
Yes,
That's a damn lie.
that's what he said.
No, I believe you.
What?
I'm just saying they're lying.
Oh, it's crazy. He's not. But honestly, in his head, he's not lying. He actually thinks he has a messiah complex. He thinks he knows better than scientists.
I'm waiting for
And
him
when
to
did-
come down from something from the Anacostia River.
And I really believe that RFK Jr., they hired him to be the head of Health and Human Services to try to decrease the population. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying
Well, I
to
mean,
kill people off.
Well, they're doing it anyway. I mean,
Right.
their
That's what I'm
response,
saying.
like Jody Ernst's response to the bill was, you're going to die anyway. That's just right out of a Christmas story. I'm sorry, a Christmas Carol.
Right.
Then let them be by and decrease the surplus population. Thune, Senator Thune, saying that, well, you just need to get a job so you can get benefits, and that's fine, better than Medicaid. Problem is, how many jobs really do have true benefits?
Where
I'm
the fuck, where
paying,
the fuck are the jobs at? That's the main question.
well, and the other thing is I'm paying for my job close to $300 every 2 weeks for my insurance,
Yep.
and I still have to pay copays.
But do you have to be full time on those jobs? If you're part time,
Right.
you
Yeah.
cannot get insurance.
At all.
And companies are good at making sure you're part time.
32
Again.
hours, buddy.
They make by 2 hours exactly.
Yeah,
By 2 hours.
and again, it's a disconnect of these people because going back to what I said before about Brian Grazer, the reason he's a centrist and all that, or what he believes in, because he doesn't have to fucking worry about when his next meal coming from, or he needs to see a doctor, or something comes up,
Right.
or he needs transportation or anything. They live in a different world.
Or if his car
Then
payment
we
hit the
have-
same time as mortgage hits.
Exactly. And you know, do I have enough to pay for the power bill and food? The point is, we all have lived like that or live like that now, but the people who are in charge do not live like that. And if you complain about it, it's. Have you guys ever seen the movie The Emperor's New Groove,
Yes.
the Disney film? That scene where the guy comes and goes, hey, "What was it? Your concern? Food." He goes, and she goes, "Ha! That's your problem. You should have known that before you became peasants." That's what we're dealing with.
So, Will,
That's
I got to
what-
clarify my story. So now they're changing it because the story became hot. So what they're saying is technically, well, actually, let me rephrase it. They spent $810,000 between him and Senator Blumenthal. But what they're saying now is,
What are
well,
you all doing down there with Graham?
well, they were in Kyiv, and they decided that they want to stay in this luxurious hotel. And while they were there, they awarded 2 contracts, quote unquote. So that's where the $810,000 came
Oh,
from.
that's a bunch of bullshit.
How did they
Contracts for what?
Exactly.
Contracts were supposed to go through Congress.
Right. So
I know.
when the story hit the fan, they decided to say, "Oh, well, no, we were just giving out contracts. That's what those were."
No,
And
these
who
are
authorized the
contracts that are going to be
contract?
as small as 800 and change.
Who authorized the
Contract,
contract? That's
Right.
the question.
Exactly.
They think we're so stupid. You know what I mean?
I know, right?
Well,
Is that
MAGA.
contract for only 6 months? What?
I mean, that tells you right there the math is not matching. Come
I
on.
think that Tinder hits harder over in Kiev where they were than it does in the United States. That's all I'm saying.
well, I mean, it might be more expensive because if you're in a upscale hotel, you're going to get upscale work. If you know what I mean.
But Binder, come on. Even with upscale hotels, you're not spending 800,000.
And
If
like
he's
I
There are
said, the math
tips.
is not matching.
If he's ordering octopus right from the river, I mean, maybe, I don't know, the ocean.
I mean,
I don't know.
There
Fresh.
are tips that have to be
But wait,
paid.
you just said
okay.
Kiev. You just said Kiev. Kiev just got bombed by Russia a few weeks ago. So what upscale hotel is
Hell
even
no.
there? Kiev just got bombed by Russia.
Right.
What upscale hotel is there over there
Thank
right now?
you. Thank you.
Again, they don't think we're that smart. I was just reading the article, and the article says, well, technically it's not true because they spent that money on contractors. I'm like,
No.
On contractors. That is just the wrong word
Are
to
you sure that
use.
they're even there? Because forgive me, but Kiev just got bombed by Russia, and I mean good parts of Kiev just got bombed right now.
Yes.
So are they even there?
all except for that one luxurious hotel. I think.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah. All right. Whatever.
Okay,
I'm trying to
well-
make you a believer.
Bullshit.
No, it's all about the grift, and if Lindsay wants to be on the grift, I guess.
Just
Well, I mean,
Google it.
unfortunately,
You'll see
it's-
it's out there.
Oh, I believe it. Again, when the reckoning comes, the two things you're going to have is why, if you're a part of ICE, you're going to pay a price, and two, where's my money?
Where's my money?
Where's my money? And I mean, I'm going to go.
All about that bag.
I'm gonna go.
Huh.
I'm gonna go Stewie with the baseball bat. Where's my money? You have to 5 o'clock to give me my money because this is ridiculous.
Well, there's
And
a lot
we-
that's going to come out. I think. You know what? I think Elon Remember, see, I was on my live. I don't know if you was on that one, but I said it's going to be something really small. Matrix, I think you were on that one. I said it's going to be something really small. It's going to turn into something really big. And what happened?
Oh
Trump
yeah.
said Trump made a comment that Elon was wearing thin, and his narcissistic behavior says, "Oh no, I'll show you who's
He
wearing
jumped
thin."
on Trump
Yeah,
social.
both of
Yeah.
them are narcissistic. I mean,
Yeah,
you talking about two grown men carrying on like they're a bunch of children,
But like I
yes.
said,
making these stupid moves.
like I said, CT, this is nothing but weapons of mass distraction. Because I
That's
Pretty
it.
much.
really could care less about the fact that you two are squabbling. You two have been squabbling for years. Okay,
Exactly.
Right.
so this is
Now all of a
nothing
sudden,
new.
though, that Elon Musk talking about he wants to support the Democratic Party financially, they probably gonna look at him like, "Fuck you."
The same way I'm looking at him,
Well,
like, "Hey, bro, you're the
well,
one that said hello to us."
but there be some Democrats. Once you start handing out checks, you know how it
I
is.
would be sitting up there with the Democratic Party looking at Elon Musk like, "Kiss my entire rear derriere."
Yeah,
Yeah.
tired.
I
Feel
mean,
me?
you,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, I feel you, but I do know how some politicians work,
Some
and if it's
politicians will gladly open up that
And I
door.
don't think they're
Yep.
gonna fall for the okey doke either. If they
No,
that
I saw
intelligent.
something today
We're
that
going to be
kind
honest.
of
We're going to be honest. They're going to. Some of them will open up that door to get that money.
yes,
Matrix. I
Well,
saw
I wouldn't
something
be
today that
surprised. I
proves your
would not be
point.
surprised.
Yeah, I saw something today, Matrix, that proves your point. And
What's
it
that?
says, I saw something on Twitter today that proves your point.
Go
And it
ahead.
says one way to get liberals to stop burning Teslas is to put Elon on their side for a little bit. So I'm thinking,
yeah. Well, he's not. Understand? He's not on our side. He's on their. He's on his side.
oh, I know
This
that,
wouldn't benefit him.
but they
Yeah,
think
he's
that
on
we're
their
stupid
side pretty
enough.
much.
Right? They
Yeah.
think we're dumb enough to believe that he's
Hey,
on
you
their
know
Don't
what?
side.
need to do that. They did the Democrats don't even need to just offer him some ketamine. Well, he takes ketamine every day, right? At
That
least
and
yeah,
ecstasy and everything else.
yeah, he takes
Yeah,
ketamine.
taking all that.
Allegedly, TikTok, allegedly.
No. Allegedly, he was on
No,
there
those are
with Don
proven
Lemon.
facts.
He
That's
was
the
on there
truth.
with
Yeah.
Don Lemon, and those words came out of his
And
mouth.
now Trump is
Yeah.
trying his best though to try to get him deported
Oh my
because
God.
Musk is an immigrant.
Oh, if he did
I did a
that,
video on that earlier today.
can you believe how dangerous he would be if he got deported?
Oh baby,
Yeah.
he will spill the beans from the
Oh,
left to the right to the
That's the
top to the
thing.
bottom.
To an extent, Matrix is right that this is a distraction. But during this fight, they're going to do something. They're going to say something stupid or lay something out that's going to make everyone run for cover. And
yep.
if Elon feels pushed to come out with the Epstein thing, and they're trying to spin it on the right, yeah. Well, if that's a big deal, why didn't Biden release the Epstein files? Because that wasn't an issue then. It's an issue now.
Hmm
That's why I'm
And,
kind of wondering, like, if the fight was a distraction, then why would Elon bring that up in the first place?
because
Elon
he
wants to
because
distract you from the fact that Trump is out there spouting that he helped him with the election.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
we didn't knew that because they announced it that the day he got inaugurated. That was back in January. I remember that. And then you saw that Nazi salute that Elon did. I knew right there.
Oh
I said,
yeah, and
something's
Trump.
wrong with this cat.
Yeah, did you see Trump go? You do know that was a salute, a
That
Yahtzee
was a
salute.
Nazi salute. He did
Yeah,
say
he
it.
said
Yep.
Trump. At first, he was totally defending him. Now it's like, well,
No way he
he
said
did
that.
do
No.
that.
I
I
missed
mean,
that one.
God.
And
I
then
mean,
now
it,
Elon Musk had allegedly suspended Trump's account off of X. I'm like,
That's
ooh.
not true. It's still there. I
Yeah,
would
it's
say
still
Wow.
there. That's not
it's
true.
still there. That's not
Yeah,
true.
yeah. So
it
I
just
mean,
it's.
I
popped up
don't use
yesterday.
X anymore, so
I'm
that's why I
just
was just going by
and,
what I heard.
Yeah, I
yeah.
re-upped
Matrix
my
is
account
right.
yesterday.
Yeah, Matrix is right. I mean, it's a distraction, but I'm just waiting for that someone's going to, because his handlers are going. Don't say anything. Just shut up,
Yeah, Will, but
please.
why
Mr.
is he
President, shut
mentioning
up.
specific numbers though? That's what bothers me.
Oh, I know that. And Elon's just basically putting out there, I could do this to you. And what they're
5149
trying,
sticks out to me.
yeah,
It
And
does.
that's what
and what
talking
it,
about Trump turned around and said, "I'm canceling your contract." So I'm like, "Oh wow,
Right.
it's
Well,
about
So
to
and
be."
then
5149 makes me now question why were you in Pennsylvania for that 30 days for that
Right.
yes.
That's what I'm saying. When they
That's
throw
what
those
makes me
specific
question.
numbers out there,
Those are too. You're right. That's too specific now. That is entirely too specific.
yeah, I mean,
But
Going
then,
back to what I said, there's a lot of things that's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that they're
mhm.
not talking about.
that'll be like,
Nope.
say you did something really bad on, I don't know, Collins Avenue, right? And only you and me know about it. And then
Yeah,
when you start getting out of line, I'll say, hey, don't forget about Collins
Don't
Avenue
forget
now.
Collins
right,
Avenue.
Yeah.
Right.
Here, see,
exactly.
I got this picture. Remember this picture?
Yep.
Right.
I
That's what
mean,
that's
And we
telling
did
me.
this
and then
together.
and the point is, well, you'll go down with me. Yeah, yeah, I
Like
will.
really?
What happened at 1206? How the hell do you know about
Exactly.
1206? What?
Bingo.
Yep.
That's
Now they're saying
Exactly.
they want to deport Elon Musk and investigate him and
Elon is
that's
using all those
neutralized.
that's
illegal
Steve Bannon
He's
saying.
substances.
neutralized right now. You'd have to take his citizenship away from him in order to do that.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
Canada has taken it from him, so he can't go to Canada. South
Oh,
Africa don't want him. Where the
South
hell is he going?
Africa.
Damn.
Oh, speaking of South Africa, you guys heard about the
I
one of the
sure did.
couples that came over here. The gentleman has killed his wife,
He sure did.
Right.
Strangled her.
strangled
Only the
her.
best.
Damn.
Only the best.
Well, they was here for what,
Hey.
48
Right.
hours or something?
If that.
Yep.
Good Lord.
Ooh,
Look.
the spot is
Oof.
sneaking.
All right, you guys. It is 12:30 my time. I gotta scoot. I want to thank you guys for showing up. I just did this on a lark. Thank you for making this a fun hour. C, anytime. T, same thing to you.
Oh,
Matrix,
yeah.
thank you. You're always coming with some good moves. I will talk to you guys later. You'll see this on YouTube probably tomorrow at Binder38 US. I'll pop it up. You guys have a good rest of the night, and please, please be safe, okay?
You too.
You too.
Take care.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.